Now, when you go shopping, how closely do you actually look at the products that you've taken off the shelves and take to the till? Because new research from the consumer group Which has found that some supermarkets' own brands look so similar to the household names that we're familiar with that they're maybe deliberately confusing customers.
Yes, they surveyed more than 2,000 people and found 1 in 5 has accidentally bought a supermarket version of a favourite brand at least once.
Let's do Spot the Difference, shall we? Let's show you some products and what they look like. That is Sarson's vinegar brand, and that next to it is Lidl's own brand of vinegar. When they asked people, 40% of the people Which surveyed thought the Lidl's version was actually the branded product. And that's the kind of confusion we're talking about this morning.
43% of people thought Aldi's own cream crackers were actually Jacob's brand of cream crackers. You can kind of see why.
But fewer people were fooled by the similarities between these shampoos. Only 13% of people surveyed thought that the Boots Fruit Essence shampoo was the Clairol's Herbal Essences shampoo, even though they do look quite similar, don't they?
Yes. With us to discuss this is supermarket consultant Phil Durrell. Morning to you. Thanks very much for joining us. So this has been sort of long a business kind of strategy, hasn't it? It's quite effective, isn't it?
It's very effective, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's in the best interest of the supermarkets to get them to sell as much private label as they possibly can. They make more money out of private label than they do the brands.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
okay.
yeah.
And
the Brits, let's face it, the Brits are great at private label. We are the second nation on the planet.
Private label, I mean, it means sort of own brand.
Own brand, yeah. So Sainsbury's own brand or Asda's own brand, etc. So, and the Brits are the best at it in the world. Well, the second best. We are the best, or the second best adopters of private label across the planet. Can you guess who the number one is?
China.
No, Switzerland.
Switzerland?
Really?
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah. So it's interesting because they do look, I mean, they look incredibly similar. So you look at the two packets you've got here. One is a well-known brand, another one is a private or an own brand.
Yes.
And you can see how consumers, I mean, with several of these things, we're here, would just pick up the other thing without realising it, perhaps.
Yes, and you could imagine that when they get home and they try the products, if they think the products is of good quality, then absolutely they've made a saving themselves, and that's to the good. If they think, actually, I've been cheated here and this isn't the product I wanted, then you know, that's a bit of a shame.
For the original manufacturers, the people who made the product that we know over generations, how do they tackle it? Because I suppose they're relying on the supermarket to sell their goods as well, so they're not going to kick off too much.
No, absolutely, it's a problem, and they've got to still keep negotiating with that supermarket, so they're not going to fall out of bed with them. But clearly there's some interesting conversations being had behind closed doors, I would imagine. But, I mean, for the brands themselves, their task over the next few years is to innovate and keep bringing new products to the market that the own labels will not be.
Your work with supermarkets and studying supermarkets, is this something that, I mean, how do the supermarkets fight back?
Well, the supermarkets are there to look at the brands, see what's going good in the market and say, listen, can we copy this? If we can make more money doing those biscuits that look very similar to the brand leader, let's do that. And they'll do that right the way across. And it used to be only on cheap products, but now it's all the way through the spectrum. You know, Tesco Finest and all those products are sometimes the most premium product in the class.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because presumably, you know, they're losing money, the manufacturers, on this. And, you know, you say change the labelling, but it's the labelling that sometimes makes people buy. So do they want legislation, or are they just happy to negotiate with supermarkets at this point?
I think it's highly unlikely that they'll... there has been a couple of cases, I think, in times past. But bear in mind, they've got an ongoing relationship with that retailer. It's not in their best interest to fall out with that retailer and start getting all legal about these things.
Is there an advantage for the consumer? Could it force the original manufacturer to bring their prices down a bit?
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, over the last 3 years, everyone's been tightening their belts a little bit. And, you know, lots of people have been advising that if you want to continue shopping as you do so, but look towards the own label products because they offer a better priced alternative. Now, not in all cases, but certainly in most cases, they're a really good alternative.
I'm imagining the supermarket of the future going down the aisle and everything looking identical. You can almost imagine it.
Well, look, you only have to look to to the UK, and you look at Aldi at present. 95% of their goods are own label, and they have, they advertise that, like a brand, only cheaper. You know, they're really clever at doing it. So, and lots of people, you know, they've got 30% growth. They're growing faster than any other retailer in the UK. So the future of private label is assured. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that.
Pleasure.
And thank you very much for whoever went shopping to go and get some of these
Which
brands.
one do you want?
Thank you very much. Now we're going to look through